Got $50 here from Chrono5, who says, great cause and great event. I've had 2 grandparents diagnosed with cancer and I'm grateful they were both able to survive it. Good luck to the runners and everyone who has cancer or a family member battling it. The Yam donates $50 and is like, why can't we all get along and only kill like half the animals? I'm not sure that's an option, Yam, but thank you anyway. The Sound Defense says, by sacrificing innocent creatures to save frames, are we not the true animals? This money goes to saving the animals. Connor sends $50 and says, glad to see this awesome event again. My father passed away from esophageal cancer, so I'm glad I could help this cause. Just to talk a little bit about who we are here at Games Done Quick. We're an annual marathon. Well, AGDQ is an annual marathon that happens every January. It features members of both Speed Demos Archive, otherwise known as SDA, Speedruns Live, otherwise known as SRL. SDA hosts about 1,000 games and forums containing speedrunning planning and marathon discussions and that kind of thing. Welcome to gamers old, new, somewhere in the middle. Follow them on Twitter at SDA Speedruns and visit their website over at speeddemosarchive.com. And SRL is all about racing video games, all about players of any skill level. Just so you guys are aware, SRL will be hosting a series of races starting January 17th called Get Yourself Speedrunning. Go to their front page at speedrunslive.com for more info on that. And if you just want to keep up with Games Done Quick, GamesDoneQuick.com is the best place to do that, and on our Twitter at GamesDoneQuick. That's the best place to find the information for the stuff that's going on right now. I also want to give a massive shout out. You've heard me say this a lot, but I mean, it's huge what the Humble Bundle has done for us this year. They've put us on their front page. There's no clicking required, but right there, you get 9 games. You get yourself a Twitch Turbo account, a subscription to XSplit. There's a bunch of cool swag. So go head over to humblebundle.com and check that one out. $50 from Tyrell says, last year I couldn't catch AGDQ because I was getting out of surgery. Here's $50 towards a great cause. Also, save the frames, kill the animals. Get a bit of poll from the people in the room. Who wants to kill the animals? Who wants to save the animals? So there's like 3 people that want to save the animals. $50 from Solith says, here's some money for anti-cancer missiles. Give me some F-Zero hype and save the animals. Anti-cancer missiles.
Why have I never thought of that?
What was that?
Oh, mic test?
Mic test? Okay, how's mine?
Testing, test. Oh, okay.
I'm just testing to make sure his TV's no good. Test. Good.
Okay. Are all the mics on and good? Okay, cool.
All are good?
So, yeah, ready when you are.
Let's hear it for GX, folks.
Do you want to start explaining? I'm just going to tell him something, but I can't really talk when I do.
You just give him a countdown and we'll
So, yeah. So, before we do this, I'm going to give a little roll call. I'm Z-Wing. I'm running this game first.
Yazzo's on the left. He hasn't played GX in a while. He's actually in the top 10 ranked on FCentral.org.
Yeah, pretty much every person here is like
We know the game.
really high up on the ladder.
I'm Yoshi fan.
I'm Nigleria.
AKC-12.
And that's it. We're doing all staff goes, which
My mic?
Rip headphone
I
users.
just heard that. That sounded like a bad noise. Should I? Is this? Oh.
I can't see what's
How was
going.
that? Did that sound like hell? Does it sound okay now? Okay.
So is everything checking out good?
Are we ready? Okay.
Ready to start to run? Okay, I'll give a countdown. 3, 2, 1, go.
Okay. Fat Shark. He's using Fat Shark right now because Fat Shark has the best boost in this game. Last year, if you saw GX, it's like you saw Blue Falcon. And Blue Falcon's not bad, but Fat Shark is a lot better. Fat Shark is pretty good at most of the tech in this game. There's momentum throttle slides, which he just did there. MT, which he just did here. And MT is actually probably the most significant trick in the game, and it's just a matter of letting go of A. If you hold on to the A button like the engine is on, you'll be sent toward the vehicle's top speed, which for Fat Shark is 1,109 kilometers an hour. But it's also if you're like going 2,000 kilometers an hour or something really high, if you hold the A button, you'll be sent down to the top speed of 1,109. So above a certain point, you just want to not hold A unless you're boosting. And that's needed. You need to not hold A in order to do momentum throttle slides, in order to really exploit shift boost to their full potential. And a lot of other tricks in the game are based off of just not holding A. And also, that was a decent twist road.
Yeah, the staff goes for this course is really strong, even with the tech I use. It's like a 59, and that was just a 56. Death Anchor's really good here. It takes really tight corners.
Yeah, it's one of the 3 hardest staff courses in the entire game, and with Fat Shark, you can make short work of it.
And what color should I use this time? Maybe green? Yeah. Also, I'm not losing time when I'm selecting colors. You have to wait about 5 seconds before you can even advance.
Yeah, it's a set timer that needs to be counted. And this level is a really good one for Fat Shark because there's a certain amount of boost plates and a distance between them. And Fat Shark's boost is not only really strong, but it's really long. So if you just hold A right now, you'll be going you'll be in a boosted state throughout the entirety of these. So you can stay really, really fast and get a good time.
Yeah, there's a strat where you can just fly out the course and land with like a lot of speed, but I'm not really good at it, and it's not quite.
That takes quite a bit of practice.
Yeah, so if you see, I'm approaching this last corner by slowing down. If you go too fast at an angled part of the course, you just fling off.
You can also try and go for every single boost plate here.
How about
he's
no?
skipping 2 because it's straight up. It doesn't save much time to hit all 9, but it's like the best player, Brave, he does it. Another thing is that if you hit the boost plate on the very left or right edge, you get a tiny bit more of a boost. It's like, for Fat Shark at like normal top speed, it's like 10%-ish more speed.
So you guys seen Fat Shark, but I'm about to show Black Bull, which if you've heard WMJ, he said he's the worst character in F-Zero X.
He's really good in GX.
Yeah, he's on certain courses, he's better than Fat Shark. This is one of them.
So he might not have as good of a boost as Fat Shark, but he can MTS way better.
You mean when I explain chaining and stuff?
Yeah, and his side attacks are also better. So it's MTS and MTS chaining with Black Bull is really, really good.
So when he said chaining, you're about probably this first corner. It means initiating an MTS and then going straight into another one.
Connecting them with side attack turns.
Yeah, those red rings around the machine, that's a side attack.
Yeah.
And he's doing like 2 or 3 of them after each MTS.
Yeah, if you just watch the speedometer, you'll see that every side attack, it goes up to like 15 sometimes, even higher. But the more speed you have when you initiate one, the better.
So crowd, I know you like to get hype, so I'm going to need some really big hype here in a second. Because we just broke $250,000. So can we get some $250,000 hype?
So on a lot of these courses, the strategy changes completely in lap 3 because usually there's like a energy zone somewhere in lap 2, and then at the beginning of lap 3 you're left with not a lot of energy to work with. So you have to adjust your strategy accordingly.
Fat Shark is generally the best on most levels for the non-customs, but on this level he has the world record for non-custom machines.
I just got that last night, or yesterday.
Oh, you beat Matthew?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
By like 0.3 of a second.
Damn, Matthew had a really good time there. Oh, cool. I didn't know that, so good job.
Practice room world records are easy, right?
I mean, yeah. I'm also going to be using Black Bull for Loop Cross. I mean, just the shape of the course tells you why. It's very MTS chain heavy, but it also has these points where if you're going too fast, you'll fly off. Or you can even hit a point where you go to the beginning of lap 1, which I am going to avoid at all costs.
It's generally these stages with not too many boost plates and a lot of like straightaways or gentle turns. That's when MTS heavy ships like Black Bull really benefit compared to Fat Shark.
All right, I've got a $25 donation here from Alco, who says this $25 is towards joining the Zelda 2 fan named Germensch. Awesome show, carry on, and greetings from the German Restream on twitch.tv/Germensch Restream. So that's a good time for me to talk about our other restreams, which we have a French restream at official.jv, and we have the Spanish restream over at twitch.tv/The Mexican Runner. So shout outs to all 3 of the restreams for bringing all the speedrunning action to as many people as possible.
This track is a lot skinnier than surface slides, so it's much harder to MTS chain on. He's doing a pretty good job of it though. Not hitting like every wall every time is actually pretty difficult. Nice vertical curve MTS.
I'm not good at the ones going right, so I just do that to do it.
Ryan Nunez sends $200 saying, I bought my t-shirt from the Yeti doing my part. Wait, did you say pinball machine? Killing animals and beating up cancer? Take my money, good sirs. You well deserve it.
That was risky.
Completely annihilated.
Yeah, that was good. Generally, at the end of the level, you can just like explode suicide finish. On that particular level, though, it's like probably the hardest one to get like a big crazy finish on, due to the way the turn is like in a tunnel and it's a really sharp turn. Oh, a multiplex. This is pretty much everyone's favorite track, or like up there in their favorites.
Yeah.
It's a really good Fat Shark track. Knowledge of like how momentum throttling works in this track will really, really help you. Take note of when like the Fat Shark's engine is off. Try and like piece together when it's better to MT or not.
Yeah, this is an incredibly optimized course among like every course. Like almost everyone will love this course when they do it. Like if you want to get good at quick turning or just MT, just try this out.
It's definitely better to MT that hairpin turn.
Especially on boost laps. On boost laps, it's really good.
And yeah, when I'm going up a vertical climb, it's actually better to MT. Similar to whenever you're rising in the air. Like,
Yeah, like for Fat Shark, the MT point, the point above which you don't want to hold A unless you are boosting, it is 1,273 kilometers an hour. And when you're going on an upslope, a very shallow one, it would be a slightly higher, slightly lower MT point. And when it's on a very sharp one like this, you'd pretty much never want to hold A under any circumstance.
and also, quick turning is a technique that it's mostly used for cornering, but it's actually really good at maintaining a high amount of speed. It's combined with MT, you can really get fast, I guess.
Yeah, every time you turn, you're gonna like sacrifice some speed, and quick turning is like a very simple method of turning that lets you get a lot of speed and a lot of control. It's just a matter of like tapping the opposite shoulder button before you turn, pretty much.
Yeah. Quick turning is especially critical for Fat Shark because if you turn normally, like just with the stick or the strafe, like normally, then Fat Shark in particular will lose a lot of speed. So quick turning actually helps maintain the speed much more.
That's one of Fat Shark's few weaknesses, is his turn deceleration.
So that was Ruby Cup.
Yeah.
So now we're going to go to Sapphire Cup with a really cool course called Big Blue Drift Highway.
And we're going to see a custom vehicle, and this particular custom vehicle has is much unlike Fat Shark in that he will gain speed when doing certain turns. Not much speed, but it's quick cannon, and this guy can MTS like crazy. This is probably the best MTS vehicle.
I got the music on for you, Black Yoshi fan. I know you like this version better than the remix.
It's because of the final lap music.
Yeah. But on Ordeal, I'm using the remix. Yeah.
Night Thunder is the staff ghost here. He has the highest acceleration in the game for non-customs.
The staff is actually also using high acceleration settings. In this game and F-Zero X, I think GP Legend as well, you can, in addition to being able to select your machine, you can change the acceleration versus max speed settings slider, and basically like more toward acceleration, your machine starts up faster and responds quicker to boost, but it also loses speed faster. Whereas max speed settings, you gain speed a little bit slower, but also lose it more slowly. Also, acceleration settings makes your machine a lot more slippery.
Acceleration is actually really dependent on like a really critical for a lot of the like advanced tech in the game. MTSing, it'll feel a lot different as you do like compared to like max speed or max acceleration.
Yeah, and for custom machines, as I'm sure you've noticed, you can draw your own custom emblems and put them on your custom machine.
So speaking of custom machines, this is an incredibly OP machine right
Gallant
here
cannon.
with a few touches on it.
Choo-choo rocket!
So this is actually one of the courses I really love to do.
Aerodive is a super fun course.
Yeah, you'll see once, probably when I'm done, before I even get halfway through this, I guess.
So Gallant Cannon is like the best of the heavy custom machines. It has really, really good MT. Like Fat Shark will lose speed at a much higher rate than Gallant Cannon.
And here the side attacks on gentle turns really help out. Like that's another application of side attacks, in addition to just like MTS chaining.
Nice MTS there.
There's another application coming up.
The most fun one, in my opinion.
So doing that allows me to carry speed at the very end of this course, where you lose a lot of speed because of those bumps.
Alternatively, you could just do like one side attack dive and land on the road in like halfway down. But if you do one side attack dive, float a while, and then another, you'll just have more speed. Or you can do one long side attack dive like that and then pull back later.
And get a shift
Nice
boost.
shift boost.
Yeah, shift boost. Oh man.
That may be.
So if you go over like a hill in this game and you go really fast, you'll fly off. But if you go at like just enough speed so that you'll fly off and then land like a matter of frames
Yeah,
later,
split second.
you'll get a shift boost, which is basically the way Stark Nebula explained is like it's an error in the way the game. It's like thinks you're in the air and re-entering the ground, and it just gives you a little burst of speed. And it stacks, so the faster you're going, like you'll still get an extra burst of speed, and you can go really, really, really fast by doing lots and lots of shift boosts.
That's a decent time.
One of the best things about this game and time attacks is that the speed boost just keeps stacking. It's not just like you have, you know, a normal max speed and then like a speed that you're going if you're boosting. It's just the effects keep stacking and you can get ridiculous amounts of speed if you just chain all the attacks perfectly.
Yeah, like the really, really good players, not only do they get the high speeds, but they maintain it very, very well. Especially exiting MTSs. Doing a MTS and then exiting it with a lot of speed is like really difficult to do.
Did we explain how to do an MTS yet?
An MTS is basically you lose grip and turn sideways, and then you strafe forward. So ideally you want the vehicle to be about 90 degrees, like around that, and then the only forces that are being applied to the vehicle are strafing, which is forward, and friction, which is slowing you down. But friction is like really weak in this game, and the strafe is pretty strong. So you can end up going at some really high speeds.
Not fast enough to just ship boost in.
This track is pretty difficult because the track is uneven in a lot of places. Like either the center is lower than the rest of the track, or it's higher than the rest.
Yeah, it makes it very dangerous because it's easy to fly off if you go left or right without much control in it. But that also means that there's a lot of places in this level where you can get shift boosts. This is actually the one level where Gallant Star has the world record, and it doesn't belong to CGN. He has the Gallant Star record on every other... he has the record on every other Gallant Star level, but here Brave just has a crazy good time getting a shift boost.
And he does it without side attacks.
Yeah, without side attacks.
Which is just incredible, because Gallant Cannon benefits more than any vehicle with side attacks.
Like there's like quite a few like different like restrictions a bunch of players will like place on themselves just because they don't like the style of gameplay or like various other reasons. The main one being non-side attack. So a lot of Japanese players just prefer non-side attack play, and even some like Manx, Kyoshi Fan, quite a few other players outside of Japan also like non-side attack. Yeah. There's like no mashing or anything. It's purely just like precision of the like gameplay.
Yeah.
And there's some levels where it's like side attacks even won't really make much of a difference. Like Long Pipe right now, side attacks are like not really relevant.
Yeah.
Non-side attack isn't like an official separate category. It's just a bunch of people that decide not to do them.
Yeah, they're on the same ladder on F-Zero Central. They just eat the time loss. But even though it's like on some levels way slower, you can still get obscenely good times, which is noted as Brave having like the world record on this track, multiplex, split oval,
Double branches.
double branches. So like he has so many records, even on levels where side attacks save time. It's just that he just plays better.
That's an understatement.
Yeah, he's like the best max speed player.
Yeah, just a few of these non-side attack players are known for just a really clean play style, and it's really nice to watch their videos.
Yeah, other notable ones are Rolly and Mumu.
Yeah.
Moo. Thought it was Mew Mew.
I'm
not sure how it's pronounced, but
I
they
don't
both
either.
have crazy good.
Yeah.
Yeah, it would be Moo, I guess. Yeah, Moo in particular, he's a Japanese player who played the game when it came out, and he kept playing it for about I'd say a year and a half, and he pretty much, like most of the max speed strategies were pretty, like, they weren't very developed at the
Non-existent.
time, man.
Yeah, a lot of the players were snaking then,
Yeah.
and like he was like one of the few people who just preferred max speed.
Yeah, he was definitely ahead of the time when back when he was king.
Well, a lot of his times are still pretty damn good.
Yeah, his Trident time is still like possibly top 5.
Yeah, it's like a 140 something, I think.
Yeah, it's like 149.
Yeah, it's an amazing time.
He stood for a very long time.
If you do an MTS against a rail, you go fast like that.
So next course is Mute City Serial Gaps, which
Oh yeah.
it is.
If you played this game before, this is the stage that destroyed you.
The speedrun
It's an
killer.
incredibly. I mean, just look at that. It's just bunches of pieces. Like it's a very dangerous course to do. But luckily, I have a way to navigate around that.
Gallant Star is actually faster here, but Fat Shark is like way more consistent.
It's much safer, and I'll try and show off the Mind Boost.
Which is another thing. Gallant Cannon or Gallant Star's side attacks are much stronger, not only on the ground but in the air. Side attack dives are like really good for Gallant Star. Fat Shark still has pretty good dives, but here Fat Shark for non-side attack play, he is the better choice.
I had a bail.
Yeah, you need to hit 2 mines in the tunnel in order to get the jump on lap 1.
Ooh, mines, yeah. If you hit a mine like dead center, it'll shoot you forward really fast. If you're a little bit to the left or right, it'll just blast you to the side. And you really don't want that because it costs a lot of health.
Should use Silver Piranha on this.
And the way MT works with mines is that basically you want to hold the moment the mine explodes and then let go quickly after. Nice jump. That was good.
One of the many
nice
shortcuts
shit
in this course.
Yeah, there's a lot, like different vehicles will have different shortcuts. Like Quick Cannon has its, like, and other lighter vehicles can do like a weird U-turn.
Yeah, Quick
in the
Cannon
air.
can basically fly through like half the level.
Yeah. Somewhat like that, but more of it.
It would land right about here.
Good time.
I don't like that course. So that was Sapphire Cup. We're about to get to the really tough courses now.
Yeah, the following 2 cups are obscenely difficult to play fast.
Yeah, especially this course is Firefield Cylindernaut. This is a very strong staff ghost.
I would say this is the best staff ghost in the game. Some people I know will have more trouble with Sonic Oval, but I'd say this is like the best staff ghost all around. It gets shift boosts. It has really good boost management. It's just a super solid staff ghost.
Yeah, the staff ghost is Black Bull as well, which I think among non-custom it has the highest top speed.
The highest top speed. Even amongst custom vehicles, it's like only a couple kilometers an hour behind the
This is shift
highest
boost.
top speed.
Yeah, you can actually get a really strong shift boost at the beginning if you do a quick turn right, but
Yeah,
Yeah.
since you only need to be off the track for like 1 or 2 frames to get a really good shift boost, you can like turn left and right on this track, and like there's a bunch of places where you can get a really good shift boost. Coming up, Z-Wing's probably gonna get one here. Let's see.
Nice.
Bam, nailed it. He didn't just get 1, he got 2. That was a double shift boost. And
Kind of hard to see the second one.
yeah, it's really hard to tell.
Yeah, you just have to look at the speed to tell if you got a single or double.
Which is the record on this track. There's a side attack dive you can sort of do if you like fly off the cylinder in a weird way and then side attack dive down. It saves probably like a second and a half-ish if you do it really well. But then Brave came along and says like, I don't want to do that, and he still smashed the record by like 3 seconds.
Yeah, like right there, I just got one. I don't know how. That sounds a little loud, doesn't it?
Yeah, on the cylinder tracks, it's very hard to maintain control and speed in a lot of places.
That's true in max speed, and it's especially true in snaking.
It's just like if you're just a bit too much at an angle, then you just fly off the cylinder briefly, and then you probably lose a lot of speed.
Yeah, if you just look at the splits on the bottom, I'm still close to the Staff Ghost.
Maintaining speed over these 3 bumps is super important if you want to get the shift boost afterwards. Black Bull gets shift boost on these 2 bumps, but it's better to get the shift boost here.
Only one.
It's also possible to get a shift boost by doing an MTS and hitting the curve at an angle. MTS into shift boost. It's possible on a lot of tracks that have like any sort of like downslope or curvature.
And that was a very good rail slide. Hitting 4,000 is the best you can expect.
Yeah. Intersection. I used to hate this level, but after like getting better at like just turning and MTSing, all that stuff, it's become one of my favorites.
Yeah, I don't know if I'll get any of the shift boost, but I'll try. This mic sound loud. Like it sounds loud. Mm-hmm.
So it's possible to get a shift boost by like strafing off the track and then back on, so you're only in the air for a while. It's also possible to get a shift boost by essentially just driving over or driving in a tube at a certain angle like this. It's really awkward, but it gets you a lot of speed.
Basically, shift boosts are just like, they occur whenever you're considered in the air for a few frames and then you get back on the track. So that can be any kind of down slope or any kind of edge that you do that.
You could have done an MTS on that last banking corner, but without practice, you can die very easily.
Oh yeah, this is another level where when you're new to the game, or even just like you've been playing it a while and you're like speedrunning it, that last turn of this track is brutal. Wow, you got the shift boost at a really low, like, what?
Yeah, you
That
can
was
get
weird.
it
That
just
was
about
cool.
anywhere.
So what he was trying to do was, you can get shift boosts all throughout that pipe tunnel if you are like just going at the exact right angle and the right speed. But it's very hard to like chain them all together.
Yeah, like, you can't just, like, you need to, like, tap left at a very specific angle and to get it right. It's pretty tricky.
We got a really fun course coming up now. It's Casino Palace Double Branches.
Double branches is a good level.
Very good level. This would be the first point in the run where I intentionally go for a shift boost. But why'd I do that? So this is a really cool course design. It's called Double Branches, and when you look at the map, you'll see why. Like, I'm actually going to be completing 2 laps of this per one, but the other one is upside down.
The amount of speed you have when you hit a jump plate determines how high you go. So doing a shift boost right before the jump plate there let him do a super high jump, which lets him get like a really good dive, which if you utilize momentum throttling as you're going up, so you want to hold A as you go move up and then hold A as you dive down, you can get quite a bit of speed.
Also, there's several points on this course where if you're going too fast, you will just fly off the course. So, I mean, we do want to go fast, but we also want to survive.
It's hard to tell, but for like half of the lap, your machine is upside down. So at those parts where you can lift off, you can possibly die because you're going too fast and because you're upside down.
This level is actually a giant Mobius ring. I like that. I love the MTS on that curve there. It's just it's so cool.
Yeah, I'm not entirely sure why it even works. But it's just if you do an MTS on that kind of like inside loop, then it's possible to kind of stick to the outside of it, and that allows you to maintain an MTS for a second.
When you're going above a certain speed, and you're on like a upward sort of curve, like the rails just don't collide with you. I don't understand why, but you can just slide against them without losing any energy.
Nice MTS.
MTSing through that turn is weird because not only is it like a 180 like vertically, but it rotates like 180 horizontally as you do it, so it's like twisting throughout.
This is also the only point I usually hit the brake button. It's not a button that's commonly used, but I'd rather like finish the course than fly off. And you want to talk about
Yeah, Double Branches is one of the more dangerous levels, just due to the nature of how fast you're going and how easy it is like to lose all your energy crashing into the wall at these speeds.
So coming up is Lightning Half Pipe. It gets its name because there's no sides on the course. It's actually a giant half pipe, and we're going to make use of that feature.
What's interesting about this course is that it doesn't have rails on the side for most of it. So strictly speaking, you could strafe on and off the edge back and forth and get shift boost back and back. Like a tool-assisted run at this level would look absolutely stupid.
Speaking of shift boost, this one has a very cool setup. I don't even know, like this has to be the perfect setup for a shift boost. It's really easy to get, but I missed it.
Retry?
You can actually get it every lap.
Yeah, you can get it on boost laps as well.
Yeah, which
you'll know if he gets a double shift boost there because he'll be going very, very fast.
It's
Probably worth retrying, but
debatable. Maybe, I don't know.
I think so.
Yeah. I mean, it's quite easy to pull off, but it's not 100% consistent. I missed one. You can usually get a shift boost if you just go around that corner like that. So this level also has lasers, which if you go through them, you just take damage, but it doesn't actually collide with you.
I believe they do the same amount of damage as like the fire pits in Chapter 8 and 7. It's just that you only collide with them for like 1 frame, so it's barely noticeable.
So if you're listening, I was actually counting those signs that go past. I think that's a setup Nick Layer came up with, and I only got a single shift boost out of it. Normally that would turn into a double.
And one thing with MT is that after a boost ends, you want to let go of A until you boost again. There's like a little cooldown period between it where you can't. Every vehicle has a cooldown period, and it's at least 2 frames for every vehicle. And one way to bypass that is if you boost and you time it so that your boost ends just like 1 or 2 frames, or probably a little bit more, before you hit a boost plate. You can like stack the boost state further and further. Like right here with Fat Shark, you can just, if you're going like really, really fast, you can just stack those all together.
There we go. Whoa, whoa.
Oh, double shift boost.
I didn't expect that.
Yeah, weird crap happens in this game.
I just want to quickly break in to assure everybody we are receiving your donations. They are being put towards whatever you're donating for, or whatever it is that you prize that you're qualified for. But Z-Wing and the crew do such an excellent job of commentary. I'm just sitting here and listening.
So we're coming up to the finale of the Emerald Cup, which is a very cool course, and we also get to have a return of one of our friends.
Big Blue Ordeal is really interesting. Like, if you've seen, if you watch like videos from a bunch of like really good players, they could do like a ton of different routes and shortcuts in this level. Different vehicles can do all sorts of different little jumps, cut different corners. There's a lot of variance with how you do it.
Yeah, this isn't the optimal vehicle for the course, but it's a really strong vehicle to use anyways. Mostly because this course has a dive at a certain point. Okay. So I'm right here, I'm abusing MTS. Like, I don't need to go that fast to initiate one.
Ooh.
Cheeky.
Scared Nig. It's not hard. Yeah, this is a vehicle Niglaria won't use whenever he time attacks, which is something a lot of people who don't do side attacks, they won't use this vehicle.
Yeah, really light custom vehicles, even at max speed settings, they can still snake. And traditionally, max speed was seen as like a non-snaking category, so amongst most of the people that do non-side attack, they'll typically not use custom machines with a body part of E or D, meaning super light. And there's a few like people that do use side attacks that also don't use light custom vehicles. CGN, me, others, I can't remember names.
It's pretty hard to control your angle when you start a side attack dive, and that's what makes some of these jumps kind of dangerous.
Another thing Quick Cannon or Quick Star is really good at is MTSing from one direction and then switching to MTS into another. You can do it really, really fast with this machine. Oh, and you can float really good. Forgot about that shortcut. There's a lot of shortcuts you can do in this level that I probably haven't even seen before.
Well, there's one there, but I'm not going for it. It's not really fast.
Nice. Okay, you got that one.
Yeah,
I
that's,
was wondering if you would go for that. I didn't want to bring it up.
yeah, that shortcut right there is pretty much why Gallant Cannon can destroy anybody on here.
Yeah, I think the fastest quick start time is like just 2 seconds slower than Gallant. So when you do like a suicide finish like that, you get it's like a simultaneous shift boost and like damage boost, so it launches you up and forward. It's really weird, but like surprisingly, that's actually pretty consistent. Ordeal isn't too bad. Oh,
So
shift boost.
so
Shift
yeah, that
boost.
just
Boost heaven.
explains shift boosting while I'm shift boosting.
Yeah, so
This is scary actually. But yeah, just you keep talking.
so if you press A as you re-enter the track, you'll gain speed, and then you'll want to let go of it right after. Typically, I think we should just let this level speak for itself.
We'll get it later. Ah.
Some of
Yeah.
them are more dangerous than others.
Yeah, playing this level where is about like trying to find where the shift boosts are 2 frame windows or 3 as opposed to 1.
I mean, the staff goes use Black Bull just because of its speed. So the very start of the first lap is really slow for the most part, but after that it pretty much picks up dramatically. Oh my god. 3,500 is not a bad speed to exit that with. It's actually quite hard since it's just going so fast. If you can clip it, you just go off.
The MT point for Gallant Cannon is around 1355 kilometers an hour.
It used to be 1,400 is what we thought, but
Yeah, I did bad math basically.
just bad math.
Yeah, Yoshi Fan made a Lua script in Dolphin to just read the frame, read the speed on each individual frame and print it out to a text file. So I was able to like get data on the speed with pretty good precision.
Right.
Balls of steel.
Actually, I'm mostly MT boosting unless I screw it up. Missed him. I'm not going fast enough to even try this one. Usually if you're around 2,000, you can try those two right there.
On the right side.
There's also one right there, but I'm not going for it. It's kind of weird.
I found out most players are like, they have like a
Preference.
like a preference for shift boost. Like I prefer left side shift boost a lot.
I can't do left. I
Left
like
side,
right.
master race here.
Yeah.
Nice. Oh, that's odd.
So, that's why I'm trying to go too fast. I'll just finish this.
So yeah, going through certain turns at really high speeds is not easy to do at all. Even just traveling straight in this game while going, like doing some occasional shift boosts, still takes a lot of practice.
I'm just going to finish this. Like after that, you got your controller.
Sorry?
You got your controller.
Have it.
Okay.
It's also possible to get a shift boost as you transfer from one piece of track to another. He sort of got one there. It was like a minor shift boost, maybe. It's kind of hard to say. It's like he did a little dive. It's kind of hard to tell the difference. Ooh.
The problem with that part of the track is that because of the bumps, it's very easy to just get wobbly, and when you start getting wobbly, and it's a lot more risky to do shift boosts.
That's pretty much why we do so many shift boosts. You lose all your capability of emptying once you get around that corner.
It should be noted that you don't actually need to do any shift boosts if you just want to beat the staff goes. Although for time attackers, it's always just this conflict about like how many seconds do I want to save versus how safe do I want to play.
Yeah, I don't think it's possible to be satisfied with a run of this level. Like, it's just already so difficult. There's always, like, time to save. It's such an evil level. I remember Uchi posted a video of before, like, momentum throttling was discovered, like, the fastest time was, like, a 2:51?
Or maybe 5.
Yeah, it was like it was using Fat Shark. It really shows how the game developed over time.
Yeah, and right now Fat Shark with MT's like a low 2 or something.
Nice. The handoff.
Yeah.
All right, while the boys are handing off, I'm going to do a few donations that we've gotten in over the last few minutes. So we have Mike the Missile donates $200 saying, Sword of Fury Hope, let's kill all the animals. I said hype. There we go. All right, Phase Shift donates $20 saying, I saw AGDQ last year and I loved it. Back donating again for an amazing cause. Thanks to all the people that organized this and all the speedrunners participating. Jason sends $50 saying, are we truly animals for killing the animals? How about the frames? They have lives too. Brian Lutz sends $50 saying, dang it, you people keep me up half the night last night with this stuff. Third AGDQ for me, and F-Zero GX is always one of the highlights. This always seems like a good place to throw in a donation. Oh yeah, save the animals, you freaking punks. And for those of you who just joined us, we are AGDQ, that's Awesome Games Done Quick. This is the 2015 edition. Awesome Games Done Quick is hosted every January and is hosted by members of SRL and SDA, that's Speedruns Live and Speed Demos Archive. SDA proudly hosts speedruns of over 1,000 games. They have forums containing speedrunning planning, marathon discussion, things like that. They welcome gamers old, new, and in between. Follow them on Twitter over SDA Speedruns or visit the website at speeddemosarchive.com. SRL is all about racing video games. It's all about players of all skill levels getting to race, and they're hosting a series of short races starting January 17th called Get Yourself Into Speedrunning. You can go to the front page at speedrunslive.com for more information to watch a variety of speedruns right there. But if you just want to know more about Games Done Quick, head over to gamesdonequick.com or at Games Done Quick on Twitter.
I don't think I want this one.
You guys ready to hand off here?
Yep.
All right, good luck, Niglaria.
Thank you.
Give him a hand, chat, folks.
Speaking of shift boosts, we've got more of them if you want them here.
Diamond Cup is the shift boosting cup in this game. Like 4 of the courses have some shift boosts at least.
Yeah, and in this track it's a little bit different because you're doing shift boosts off of corners instead of, well, you can do them off the edge in a couple of spots, but it's mostly off of the corners. And it's generally a little bit easier to do than off the edge, but it's still always like whenever you do a shift boost, there's that risk of falling off the edge. Yeah, so incidentally, because the track gives you so many opportunities to shift boost, the world record for this track does not use the energy boost power at all. It just cruises through with the dash plates and the shift boost. So it's the only world record in the entire F-Zero series that does that. Oh yeah, so you see that occasionally he'll actually use a boost and then immediately he'll turn off, and then he'll turn off the throttle. And basically after a certain speed, like maybe 2,200 kilometers an hour, it's still beneficial to use boost power, but you want to turn off the engine afterward. It's kind of weird, but it just like slows down your speed loss. Oh, also, you see before he played this track, Niglaria went to the options to change a couple of things. One was the controller calibration, and so what the calibration does, like, not a lot of games let you customize this, but it basically, the calibration lets you compensate for how worn out your control stick is. And so it's like you're supposed to calibrate by pushing your stick in each direction. And you can also adjust the dead zone of the stick.
That I'm not going to go
He tried to go for true shift boosts at that same general area, but he missed it.
And the other thing Liguria customized was the controls, which like F-Zero Climax, you can customize your controls pretty much arbitrarily. Like you can accelerate, brake, boost with any button you want. And actually a lot of players use different buttons for stuff like side attacks.
And as you just saw, for some reason there's no collision under the track, so you can go through it in some courses. Although it's never ideal to do so.
Sort of is on this track, depending on the scoring.
Also, this track in particular, you notice that we tend to favor doing shift boosts near the top of a hill. And basically the idea behind that is it just gives you a bit more time to get back onto the track after strafing off. Because when you strafe off a higher part of the track and you're going to land on a lower part, it gives you a bit more time. So these jumps are very risky, because as you saw earlier, those metal pipes are all solid, and you just never know what will happen if you bounce off of them the wrong way. And in some of these levels, they make the end of the level in such a way that it's pretty awkward to do a rail slide, but it still can save time if you do it right. So this track has a little bit less focus on shift boosts because there's rails in a lot of places, but it still does have a couple possible shift boosts. Oh yeah, so you notice that the custom machine used earlier was Gallant Cannon G4. The one that's being used right now is Gallant Star G4. So the difference is the cockpit part. Right now he's using Maximum Star, which is I think like 60 kilograms heavier than Combat Cannon, and that allows it to gain more speed from dives like this. That's the main benefit of it. The two cockpits also have slightly different turning properties, but it overall doesn't feel too different. So the reason why some people use Combat Cannon, Maximum Star is actually quite hard to get your hands on because it was originally distributed only at special events in Japan, and they were only held shortly after the game came out. So even if you got a Japanese copy of the game or lived in Japan now, then you still couldn't get the parts normally. So what people do to get Maximum Star is just use Action Replay.
One.
Okay. Still didn't know how many shift boosts I wanted to go.
You can sometimes get a shift boost before a refill, as he just did. So this is definitely one of those courses where side attack dives help out a lot. Very nice. Although, whether or not you do side attacks, this is just a really crazy and fun level to time attack. It's definitely a popular one along with Multiplex, as mentioned earlier.
I still haven't beaten the brains time despite side attacks in this game.
Are we like taking requests for the next track machine?
Yeah, so, name a vehicle.
Black Bull.
That's not Black Bolt, please. Not Black Bolt. Why'd you have to say Black Bolt?
I haven't played it.
MTI, name a vehicle, please.
Super Arrow.
Super Arrow, King Meteor, alright.
Alright, so the thing about Phantom Road, so basically this track is very narrow and has like pretty relentless turns.
What did you do, Nate?
What the hell?
Power.
Just turn it up.
Shout outs to MTI for breaking the GameCube.
I swear it wasn't me!
Do you still need the memory card for your
DJ
custom
walk in?
machines?
Actually, yeah, put yours in.
No, I only have one in my.
Oh wait, oh yeah, you're gonna use that.
Yeah.
So yeah, I only need the one. But I have never seen that before.
Oh,
Have you ever seen that?
Never.
No, never.
Yazzo?
can we name another vehicle or something?
Yeah, maybe someone else should name a vehicle this time.
Queen Meteor?
Queen Meteor, okay.
Okay.
That's what the staff ghost uses actually.
Oh yeah.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, so the thing about this stage, like, it turns out having crazy boost power doesn't seem to matter quite as much in this stage compared to others because the track is so narrow and the turns are pretty relentless, and so it's near impossible to just go flat out boosting all over the place with most machines. So what we found is that actually some machines that aren't used in other courses are actually quite useful here, such as Sonic Phantom, which has a really good time in this track compared to most machines, including Fat Shark actually. The Queen Meteor here is rather slippery, but the stick turning is actually quite effective for these turns, at least at low speeds. It's one of the best at turning with just the control stick. The thing about Queen Meteor, though, is that it can't do quick turns very well because it skid immediately when it tries to do a quick turn, and it's hard to gain your grip back afterwards. Yeah, so as mentioned, the Staff Ghost actually uses a Queen Meteor for this track. It turns out that no matter which machine you pick for this track, it's possible to beat the Staff Ghost. And that's actually a fun little challenge thing that we picked up pretty recently. That we were trying to see which Staff Ghost we could beat with which machines. And it turns out that every machine has beaten the Staff Ghost in like 20 of the tracks, actually. In fact, I think Cosmo Terminal Trident just got beaten by Silver Rat like a day or two. So Trident just got completed. Yeah, it was by Matthew.
This is gonna be close.
Yeah.
Yeah, move that.
I think we got another tag out here, so I'm going to read a couple of donations while we're at it.
Well, just don't move your mic. Just
We have $20 from Vampirolol, who says, "Hello guys, Italian fan here. F-Zero runs make me happy, and I want to save those animals. What better way to do it because we need them in Metroid Fusion. I've got $50 from Nube, who says, greetings from Finland. I wanted to thank the players during their runs, but also commentators for the awesome job that they're doing. I've never played F-Zero before, but watching it with live commentary makes it truly great to watch. $20 from Crispy. Says, hey guys, my first year donating after finding out about AGDQ last year. Hope the rest of the stream goes great, and I want to see some records broken. We've seen a GameCube broken, so...
Switch your headphones. No, wait. Okay. Wait.
Alright, so...
You ready to go, AKC?
Nearly.
Okay.
So AKC actually uses a different calibration setting compared to what the game tells you to do. Like basically the game tells you to rotate the stick all the way to calibrate. But nothing is stopping you from just moving the control stick a little bit to say like, okay game, when I move the control stick like halfway, I want you to like treat it as if I'm pushing it all the way. And what that does, like, it just makes like the overall feel, like just it makes turns more sensitive, and some people like that compared to stiffer turns.
Yeah, I just got used to the default controls without messing with the calibration at all. So that's how I play now.
I've asked a bunch of players what they prefer. CGM prefers default too, and Brave, he maxes out the stick like normal, but he also maxes out the dead zone, so like the middle half of the controller is like a reads no response, which I thought was insane, but like I can't argue with him. He's like the best at max speed.
Yeah, when you max out the dead zone like Brave does, then like basically you
I forgot to assign the boost. Oh my god. Sorry, I'm so sorry.
Yeah, I should have mentioned. Yeah.
So there is no way to boost at all. Or with X.
Yeah, it's so customizable. You can assign two functions to the same button.
Which is useful for hyperspeed side attacks. Which we might show off later, I don't know.
That lap was pretty good too, unfortunately.
All right, guys, let's hear it for AKC.
So, for those of you who aren't familiar, AKC is actually the #1 ranked American GX player. So, if you don't know this guy, you should. He's kind of a big deal.
And in NA, too. Just as a side note.
Yeah, that is true.
So Screwdrive here is a really good track for heavy MTS machines like this. Basically gentle turns, not many boost plates. So what you do is just chain all over the place like this.
If you get the Super Suicide finish, I'll buy you a pizza.
Deal. It's gonna be close.
You just earned yourself a pizza.
Thank you, thank you. The angle was way off and unoptimal, but as long as I was above the line, it's all good.
So yeah, the thing about suicide finishes in this game, like, although you do have to be above the finish line, the game usually gives you a surprising amount of leeway to the left or the right when you finish. So even though he was way off to the left there, it still counted.
It's actually possible on, I remember chapter 2, you could like go under the finish line and then fly back up if you have a lot of speed, and you could like essentially skip the end of the track. Weird stuff can happen with this game in checkpoints.
So I've been asked to mention this because it's going to make Niglaria very, very happy. But F-Zero GX currently has 3,000 more viewers than League of Legends does.
Nice.
Oh. Can someone please screenshot F-Zero GX having more viewers than League of Legends for me, please?
Not just 3,000 more viewers, but 118,000 viewers.
Oh, that's a lot more viewers.
Wow.
So in this track, so Fat Shark and Gallant Cannon or Star can actually both set very good times in this stage.
There's actually quite a few levels where Fat Shark and Gallant are very comparable, and just because like they're within like 2 seconds of each other, and it takes like 1 to 2 seconds to load the custom machines, we typically just go with Fat Shark. Like on Mobius Ring, this level, arguably Serial Gaps if you're really good, and maybe a few others. That does not count as 2 pizzas. I only offered it for Screwdrive.
Getting in those top 10s.
The next course coming up is Cylinder Wave, and it is arguably one of the more harder tracks to optimize. It's a really wacky track. It was really designed with like the AX Cup is the 6 tracks that are in the F-Zero AX machine, the arcade version of this game. And I think they're pretty much designed with the steering wheel in mind. It's a very different style of level design than the other tracks in this game.
Yeah, because it's... Go ahead.
Go ahead.
Yeah, because it's on... You're driving outside a pipe, it's very easy to get air, because once you do, you pretty much lose speed most of the time if you go against the path of the cylinder too much.
At any point in time, you pretty much always want to be traveling along the cylinder and never perpendicular to it. It makes it really, like, because anytime you're traveling at an angle to the slope, you would lose a little. Oh, you went for that!
Had to, I missed everything.
So, that's one of the wackier shift boosts in the game. It's if you get squeezed between 2 pieces of track like that, which I don't think you can do on any other level. This is the only one where that kind of track section exists. You can get a shift boost there. You could also fly off and die in a it's like straight down into the kill plane. So I'm surprised he did that. Cool that he did though.
It's very hard to control your machine while boosting in this track.
Yeah, the difference between like our bests and like the record is like over almost 10 seconds. And it's like a simplest track. There's not too many shift boosts that you can get. Or at least that the record gets. It's just really clean play and not losing speed.
Is it?
Yeah!
It's not a PB for me, but... I'll just do my name.
disregard speedrun apply position on leaderboard.
Press start.
Oh, okay.
It actually like wastes time to get a top 10 because it takes like 2 seconds to save it to the memory card. So AKC, why did you do that?
I thought I was playing with my memory card, or...
All right, that's fair. Thunder Road is another fan favorite track. It's got a lot of refillers and like cool boost plates and turns.
No, let me retract that last answer. I just want you to go fast.
I can't argue with that.
Also, like starting from, I'd say, this track to Sonic Oval, the last one, the game just like throws the boost power at you, so you can just boost like crazy throughout laps 2 and 3. So that's what makes this track and the next track really fun.
There's a little shortcut you can do here. He hit a wall, so don't go for it, please. Okay, good. But you can land right here. It's on boost laps. It's really useful.
This is a fun track, although it does have some pretty punishing turns. Like pretty much everywhere where there's a 90-degree corner, if you take the turn too tight, then you pretty much come to a dead stop. And there was also like 1 or 2 narrow sections that you might have seen. And that's the jump. It's quite difficult to maintain your speed through that bumpy refiller, but you can get shift boosts off of it too.
Always missed that one for some reason.
That did let you get more energy from that refiller, though, so you can boost, yeah, the third time there. Oh, really good rail slide there.
If you kill yourself while doing a rail slide, and if you're going really, really fast, it's possible to come to a sudden stop. Like, there's some sort of speed limit where if you go like...
Oh yeah, 10,000 kilometers an hour.
9,000, 10,000.
Yeah.
Messed me up once while I was doing a speed run, or practicing for a speed run.
Green Plant Spiral is the longest course in the game. It's a really interesting one as well. And Quick Cannon is really, really good here.
This is definitely my personal favorite course.
All right, he just dodged a kill plane there, so that's actually impressive. There's a few shortcuts like that on this level that you can do, and like that one's actually the easiest one, even though it's not exactly easy. There's a lot of variation in this course with the strats you'd want to use, like MTS, shift boosts. It covers all the bases.
Incidentally, AKC here actually had the world record for this track at one point. And it was, I believe it was also with Quick Cannon or Quick Star. I think it's one of the records that that other machines besides like Quick Cannon or Star have a very difficult time matching, just because you see all throughout that first lap there's so many opportunities to do MTS chains.
Ooh, he shifted across the cylinder there and got a shift boost. If you
I don't think I got a shift boost that time.
oh, it looked like one.
It looked like it, but I didn't get the speed gain. Whoops.
And got it. That's the big shortcut there.
Remember, shortcuts like that, if you fail them, then you just crash and die. So doing them in
Yeah.
lap 3 is really brave.
You either hit a kill plane and die instantly, or you miss a checkpoint and die when you hit the track. There's a lot of ways this game will kill you.
Good.
Oh, you crazy. Okay, so I checked earlier, and Z-Wing's best was 307. It got pooped on. That was a really good time. That's actually like a really good time. Oh, and oh wait, no, time's after the next track. It's All Cups ends on Spiral. Staff Ghost ends on Sonic Oval.
So we've got the last track coming up, and it's a pretty short one.
So yeah, this last level, Sonic Oval, it's notoriously difficult at Staff Ghost. It's like a really simple level, and it uses Fat Shark, who's like pretty much the best at the level for non-MTS play at least. And even though it doesn't do MTS, doesn't do like shift boost or anything too crazy, it still gets a pretty solid time.
Yeah, without the techniques without the techniques we discovered, and if you play on max speed, beating this ghost,
it's really
I
tough.
don't think even I can do it yet. Oh crap. Oh well.
Ooh.
Oh god, I'm making this hard on myself.
So, can AKC be the 1 second lead? Right by the mini-map, it shows the comparison. Smooth MTS.
Yes.
Nice rail slide.
And time.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah,
Doing
that
an
was
MTS into an MTRS, like Momentum Turbo Rail Slide, that's smooth.
Yeah, that was pretty risky. With the boost plates that I missed, that would have been, I might have had to retry. And that's F-Zero GX. Again, I'm AKC12.
Okay, guys. First of all, I want to say thank you to the F-Zero runners to reach out to me to host this block. And I want to say thank you for putting on an amazing show. And I want to say thank you to the audience for coming in and being part of everything I tried to get going. And let's hear it one last time for our amazing F-Zero runners, folks. And thus ends the F-Zero block. And as we are letting everybody file out of the area and get ready for the next game, I'm going to try and catch up on a few donations we've got here. Six Egg sends $100 saying, I love Tarakate, but I love Blindfold even more. Run a guy, go go. Godspeed31 sends $50 and says, hello, JVCom Restream, AGDQ for French. So what I'm going to do now, since that just did it, I'm going to talk a bit about our foreign language restreams. We have our French restream at twitch.tv/officiel_JVCom. That's OFFICIEL_JVCOM. We have our German restream at twitch.tv/Germensch restream. That's GERMENCHRESTREAM. And our Spanish language restream over at twitch.tv/The Mexican Runner. That's THEMEXICANRUNNER. If you guys are having, you guys are foreign language naturals, go ahead over there, enjoy the stream over there. It's been my pleasure to host for the F-Zero block. We're going to go to a quick commercial break right now, and I'm sure that you guys are going to enjoy the PC block coming up. Thank you very much, and we'll see you on the other side.